Good morning and welcome to the fourth installment of Betco's Enzyme Probiotic Training. Hello, my name is Barry Rosenthal. I am the Senior Product Manager for General Cleaners, which includes probiotics. As we run through the presentation today, if you would like to ask a question, please click on the Q&A button and enter in your question. We will try to answer as many questions as we can at the end of the presentation. Now, let's review today's agenda. All right, we're going to do a quick review on what probiotics are. Covered that a lot in the other webinars. Benefits of the probiotic cleaning. And the majority of the presentation is going to be on the different probiotic applications and products and how best to use these products. We've had the program out for a few months now, and we're learning a lot as we go. And we've kind of maximized some application uses. So we'll go into those in detail. And finally, we'll save some time to answer a few of your questions as well. Remember also that this webinar will be posted on our website in the following weeks if you missed something or want to review. So what are probiotics? Well, probiotics, another term would be beneficial bacteria, and they're found everywhere. It's found in soil, water, and even in our stomachs to aid in digestion. Bacteria have been around a long time, and they'll be around a long time after we're gone. So they are pretty prevalent. And for us, the thing to note is there's two different classes of bacteria. There's pathogenic bacteria that cause illness and non-pathogenic bacteria that do not cause illness and actually provide benefits. The Enzyme probiotics use specialized bacterial strains to target all types of different soils, and very specific about those soils in areas such as restrooms, kitchens, dumpsters, industrial grease, and we'll go into those applications and the products in the following slides. And some of the benefits overall of probiotic cleaning are, there's several of them. They're safer because they're pH neutral formulations. So accidental contact, they're not won't harm you. There's no skin sensitizers. There's no allergens. They're basically a safer type of chemistry. It's sustainable. They are biodegradable, and really the reaction with the probiotics is just carbon dioxide and water. So it's a zero waste proposition. There's downstream benefits where other times you need to worry about what you're putting down into the waste stream. With the probiotics, they're going to continue to work as long as there's a food source to digest those fogs of fats, oils, and greases all the way down into the municipal systems. And they completely eliminate malodors. You're not just covering up the odors, you're attacking the odor at the source. The malodors are a byproduct of wastes of those fats, oils, and greases. And the probiotics are going to take care of the actual source of the odor, and they'll continue to work and adapt until that odor-producing waste is gone. And they're versatile. They can be used all over, as we're going to see here shortly, in all kinds of different applications, both hard and soft surfaces. So the opportunity for probiotics is quite large. And then the main and the exclusive benefit for this type of technology is continuous cleaning. With a traditional cleaner, you spray the cleaner on the surface, you wipe it, and then the dirt that's trapped below the surface can come back up. With the probiotics, you're going to spray it, you're going to clean the surface, it's going to look great, and then the porous surface is that bacteria is going to remain, and it's going to take care of the soil below the surface. So it continuously works. We have proven in our lab that up to 21 days, and that's because we stopped the test, that you could get benefits. So as long as there is a food source, again, the bacteria need this food source in order to survive, then the probiotics will be active and will continue to work. So let's dive into some different application areas. First areas we're going to cover are drains. Oh, actually, one thing forgot to mention. Important distinction is bacteria versus enzymes. So a lot of times these terms are used synonymously, and actually they're quite different. It's important to understand the difference. The enzymes are non-living substances where obviously bacteria are living. The bacteria produce and use the enzymes in order to digest soils, those fats, oils, and greases, industrial soils, to name a few. The bacteria are going to continue to produce enzymes. The enzymes help the bacteria digest their food source so they continue to populate. The enzymes alone can be very effective, but it's a one-time use. It's like using a standard cleaner. The enzymes are usually used in areas such as in a controlled environment, such as laundry or warewash. But again, no more are generated once they are depleted. Only by using these enzyme-producing bacteria can we get that continuous clean. We do not get any type of residual benefit from using straight enzymes. All right, now we're going to jump into applications. So the first application we're going to talk about are drains. Okay, we have two different products. We have a liquid and a solid. And a lot of questions I get is, why would you use one versus the other? And they both have benefits, and kind of depends on the specific account and how they want to treat the drain. The liquid, you can adjust the dose depending on the condition of the drain. You can modify that dose depending on how the conditions are. And you can set it up with a pump to automatically dose the chemical. With the use of a drain station, you never have to remember to dose the drain. Set it up, have it go off after in the middle of the night, and those probiotic bacteria are working to take care of the fats, oils, and greases that are in the drain. So with the liquid, normally what we want to do is either pour it directly in the sink or add directly to the floor drain under the sink. I'm going to add anywhere from 2 to 8 ounces nightly, depending on the diameter of the drain pipe. With slow flowing drains, we want to shock it first. So we're going to put a higher dose on for the first week. And again, can put it in manually or automatically use it with a drain station. Now, with the solid, you have the advantage of a slow release block. So you don't have to, if you can't put in a piece of equipment to dose it, you don't have to worry about pouring it in every night. The block is going to slowly release when water hits it to go into the drain and release the probiotics. In addition, it's a very small size, and there's no need to have a pump. Idea for use of the grease trap and drain cleaner blocks is we use about 6 to 8 blocks per 50-gallon capacity, depending on traffic. That can help. That can last for a couple of weeks to 4 weeks. And obviously, if we have higher grease volume, we want to increase the dosage. Okay. Next application we're going to talk about is grease traps. So we're going to talk about the same two products here, the drain and trap and the solid, but we're going to increase the amount of capacity because obviously these grease traps are a lot larger and hold a lot more grease. So we need to up the dose of chemicals. And these grease traps are usually anywhere from 250 to 500 gallons. Sometimes you may see a grease trap as big as 1,000 gallons, but that would be very large type of facility. And with these, pretty much the same type of use, but we are going to add with the liquid about 25 to 35 ounces, depending on the size of the grease trap. We want to start the program out after the grease trap has been pumped out. So if you have a clogged grease trap or an overflowing grease trap, you want to take care of that first. And again, you could use an automatic drain station or dose the chemical. What the idea of the product is to reduce the amount of pump outs for the grease trap, saving the facility money. And in the same respects, we can use the solid. You can add directly to the grease trap, or what we have found is there's a strainer basket under the sink that you can add one of these blocks to, and it's really ideal because that's where the straws and other things to collect to prevent this stuff from going down into the grease trap. And it's a perfect size, and I'm going to demonstrate that with a little video that we created. Okay, so you can see how easy that is. Just unwrapped the package, threw it in the strainer basket. It's going to continue to release the probiotics into the drain. Obviously, we mentioned how the number of blocks. So 250 gallon grease trap. We're going to use about 30 blocks or so, but obviously it's going to be dependent on the conditions. So one thing I wanted to talk about when we talk about grease traps is some objections. So you might have been told that you can't add anything to your grease trap, and I want to kind of explain some of the history behind that and why probiotics are different than other treatments. So pretty much people have used all kinds of different things to try to clean out the grease trap. They've used alkaline products, acidic products, bleaches, and solvents. And what they do is they break down the grease into a thinner form, so it's not solid, so it can go down and enter the waste stream. The problem is once it's in that municipal area, it tends to re-solidify. And so then the city, the municipal, the town really has a problem with the solid waste in that area. So most cities, for that reason, will not allow chemical treatments. Some people will just dump a bunch of straight enzymes. And as we talked about before, it'll work to a degree, but once they're depleted, there's no continuous cleaning benefits. Now, the bacteria or the probiotics are going to permanently digest the food. Remember, they're attacking the food source, so it's removed permanently. And it doesn't just thin it out. It prevents the resolidification downstream, and those bacteria, probiotics, can continue to work as long as there is a food source. And there actually have been some real-world studies in there as an industry. We're trying to get out the word that probiotics are different and that they're only the real solution for grease traps. So that's why we want to use the probiotic treatments, and there is quite a difference between the different treatments that we mentioned. So just want to get that out there. There is going to be some situations where they're going to say, nope, don't put anything down my grease trap. You know what? That's just going to have to move on to the next account. But really, hopefully, if you can explain to them how they work and get a trial, you can see that the effectiveness of the probiotic treatments versus any other treatments that you would use in your grease trap. All right, now next application we're going to talk about is floors. And if you've ever walked into a commercial kitchen, you will notice how slippery it is from all the grease. It's actually quite a hazard for the employees. Restaurant kitchens, they're very busy, and the last thing they have time to do is clean the floor. We have a great solution. It would be the no rinse floor cleaner. And with the no rinse floor cleaner treatment, it's going to take care of the fats, oils, and greases, reduce the slipperiness, and really produce brighter grout lines. It's not something you're going to get the most instant results immediately, but over time, it is going to permanently improve the condition of the floor. It's going to reduce the stickiness. It's going to improve your grout lines. And the way to use this, or the best application to use this, is to dilute it at a couple ounces per gallon, mop it down on the floor. If there's a few stains, you can scrub those with a deck brush, and then you're going to mop the excess down into the floor drain. And what that's going to do, it's going to keep your drains nice and free flowing and eliminate the malodors in the drain. You don't want to rinse this, right? So if you rinse this, you're kind of rinsing away the bacteria, probiotics that are being left behind. So, and again, this is something to use kind of nightly when the shift is over to maintain that bacterial population. Again, the next application we're going to talk about is industrial areas. And the industrial community is under some attack from what they're using and what they're putting into the waste stream. In general, industrial products and cleaners, the traditional route has been highly alkaline, highly solvent products, and obviously these cause concerns. A lot of times this waste has to be treated before it can be discharged. So a safer way, neutral pH, pre-solve would be the answer. a better way in order to clean and not have to treat the discharge water. And the best way to use this product can be used with a mop bucket, automatic scrubber, trigger sprayer. It's very effective at a bunch of different dilutions depending on the soil load. Dilute this about 1 to 12 ounces per gallon. The spent solution does not need to be treated before going into the waste stream, as we mentioned before. So some areas, loading docks, outside concrete areas, in the warehouse setting on equipment, just anywhere throughout the facility, we can really use the grease solve. Another application is dumpsters. If you have ever been around a dumpster in the summertime, it really stinks. Odor's awful. There's all kinds of insects that tend to gather there because they're dumping food. It's a feeding ground for all these different insects, leading to odors, leading all kinds of issues. So it's a constant challenge. We want to eliminate the fogs, which is the food source, obviously for these insects, as well as a major cause of malodors. And we've developed a product called dumpster treatment. Dumpster treatment has excellent vertical cling. So really nice for spraying the side of the dumpsters down. Has wonderful foam, long-lasting foam that'll stay there and continually clean on the surface. And best method to use this is with our foam gun, as you can see there in that picture. This is a foam gun that has little metering tips in there, so you don't have to worry about making the right dilution. It's at about 6 to 8 ounces per gallon. We're going to recommend using a yellow metering tip in there. Hook up to the garden hose, and you are ready to go. So a nice application, easy application. Just hook it up to a standard garden hose, and it will continue to take care of the odors, spatulas, and greases. Best time to apply is after the dumpster has been emptied, and make sure you get the pads on the bottom of the dumpster. This is an area where liquid tends to gather, causing all kinds of problems and odors. Restrooms, main cause of restroom odors is uric acid. Uric acid deposits tend to lead to clogs and malodors in restrooms. The products listed here contain the probiotics, which contain uricase. Uricase breaks down the uric acid that the bacteria will then feed on. So a couple of products that we talked about in this section is Push. Push is kind of our all-purpose probiotic product. It's available in 3 different scents: our classic mint, our lemon, sage, and mango. You can use this undiluted in and around toilets and urinals, or dilute it at a couple ounces per gallon, mop it down on the floor, and then push the product right into the drains. And that's going to, again, maintain the drains. Another product is our urinal puck. Urinal puck contains the probiotics. It's going to be placed in each urinal. It's a slow release block, so it should last around 30 days under normal use. And it's going to release those probiotics and water softening agents. It's going to keep the urinal smelling fresh, as well as prevent any clogs downstream. We have a couple specialty products that I'd like to talk about. Beverage tower trays. So these are the areas that have soda and juice and sport drink machines. So you can see from those descriptions, there's a lot of sugar there. These sugars can lead to sugar snakes, which can clog the machines, as well as attract fruit flies. Fruit flies love the sugar, and they are attracted to it. The product that we're going to recommend for this is our drain treatment neem. Neem is neem oil. Neem oil is a substance that the fruit flies hate. So not only do we have the probiotics in here, but we have a fruit fly deterrent as well. And real simple to use. And I'm going to show you a short video. Got a couple more here. I'm going to show you a short video here on how to use it. Okay, so you can see really easy to use. Just place those about every 10 to 12 inches. When the liquid, the fruit, the soda, the drinks, the sport drinks hit that puck, it releases the probiotics into the drains. Again, releasing some of that neem oil as well as the probiotics to take care of any clogs. And this will last probably about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on usage. Another specialty application is garbage disposal. So garbage disposals are very difficult to clean. Obviously, they have blades and sidewalls. The rubber gasket tends to gather a lot of odors from foods and can lead to really, really bad odors overall. So the garbage disposal cleaner is a product that's a powdered product. It is a water-soluble product. So we just can, well, I'll show you. We can just throw it in the sink and you can see what it does.
First, ensure your disposal is empty by running water and turning on the disposal, then turn off the disposal. Now that your disposal is empty, run a strong stream of hot water into the sink with the disposal. If you have a double sink, make sure to run the hot water stream on the disposal side. Next, push the pouch into the disposal while the hot water stream is on. Immediately turn the disposal on for 2 seconds, then quickly turn off both the disposal and the water. Make sure your hand is clear of the disposal before turning it on. The cleaning foam will begin to rise from the drain, cleaning all the grease and grime that it comes into contact with. Once the foam retreats, rinse the sink clean of any residual foam. Then enjoy your fresh, clean disposal.
Okay, can you see how easy that was and the foam that it created? So that foam is going to get into those sidewalls, the blades, the rubber gasket, and release the probiotics as well as release a really nice scent. So it's going to really deodorize your garbage disposal. Okay, and the last product that we recently introduced is our wild berry malodor counteractant, and this is designed for portable toilets. It's to eliminate waste, control odors. The traditional type of product that was used in portable toilets was formaldehyde, and you usually had some really cheap cherry fragrance. Formaldehyde's very effective, but formaldehyde's not very user-friendly. Causes skin, eye, nose, and throat irritation, and it's actually considered a poison. So a much better alternative and safer to use is the wild berry malodor counteractant. Again, this is a water-soluble packet. All you do is when they're charging the porta potties, basically when they're charging, they're adding water to the porta potty. You add 1 water soluble packet to 5 gallons of clean water. In the high temperatures during the summer or high traffic, you can increase those number of packets. So depending on the size of the capacity, they're usually, I think, somewhere in 50 to 70 gallons. You're going to add the appropriate amount of packets to that. Okay, so hopefully we learned a lot more about the different applications and the different application methods. If you want to learn even more, we have all kinds of information on our website. There's a special probiotic solutions site that's available. In there, you're gonna learn more about the products and applications. You can become a probiotic expert with our 3 e-learning courses. You can learn about the different experiments that we did to prove the science. And then there's all kinds of resources in there. There's case studies, sell sheets, FAQs, glossary of terms. There's a cost calculator, which shows you how much money you can save when using the drain and grease trap. There's dosage guidelines and all kinds of information. And we continue to add more information. So good one to bookmark, go back and take a look at it and see what else we've added. So thank you very much. And now we will open it up for questions. I see one question here. Do the urinal pucks work well in the no flush urinals? Yeah, I mean they'll work longer. There's not water being directly impacted. Make sure that depending on the no flush urinals that they would be approved for that specific manufacturer. But yeah, they will definitely work in the no flush urinals. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, differences between push and the other products. That's an excellent question. Think of the push as your general purpose, do everything type of product. So it's not specific. It doesn't have one thing that it does well. It does everything it does everything pretty well. It's not like a targeted product. So the targeted products is like no rinse floor cleaner, which obviously you use on floors, dumpster treatment, you use on dumpsters. Could you use push in all those different environments? Absolutely. So the idea, if you're kind of looking for a one product solution, something to eliminate odors and clean, the push is the way to go. So that's kind of the difference, just kind of a general purpose type of product, one product type solution. The next question I have, if the enzymes continue to work as long as there is a food source, when do you use the product again? That's a good question, and I think it's depending on the type of challenge that we have, right? So on the floors in the kitchen, we explained that we wanted to continue to populate that food, so that area, because it's a very difficult area to clean and will be hit by a heavy soil load, a heavy load of fats, oils, and greases each night. So with that one, we want to continue to dose. The other products, if we start to develop odors in the restroom, we want to reapply the product. So, and that may be a situation where you want to limit it to a couple times a week, depending on that. So it's all gonna be dependent on the type of challenge that you have, and what you're trying to do with the probiotics. I have another question. Can the push formula be used to counteract urine and reinvigorate turf soil? Applications would be for yards with pets. Yeah, that's a great question. Absolutely. The push, as we mentioned, has the uricase to counteract the urine odor. It can be applied, sprayed right on there. So yeah, I think outside turf, in a pet area would be an ideal use for the product. Okay, next question. Here's someone who knows Betco. Can you use Fast Draw 33? That is our no rinse floor cleaner. In an auto scrubber, if you do not remove the product with the vacuum, does scrubbing provide better results? Anytime you can add a little bit more agitation, absolutely. And because you're not using the vacuum, that no rinse floor cleaner is going to remain behind. So yeah, I would say anytime you want to use that scrubber with that, it's going to give you additional agitation for the cleaning, and you'll leave behind the probiotics to get that residual benefit. Okay, I have a question. How to start portable potty with wildberry? All right, so again, I think what this means is how do we use it? Again, when we charge the urinal, we are going to put 5 gallons of fresh water, clean water, and we're going to add 1 ounce packet, water dissolvable packet. So you don't pour it in, you just throw it in there, it dissolves, and the probiotics begin to work. So depending on the size of the porta potty, we are going to continue with that ratio, 1 packet to 5 gallons of water. Do any of these products meet Green Seal or other green certifications? The push carries the UL Eco Logo designation. The other ones are kind of more specialty products, really don't fit into a category, but if that's a concern, we do have the UL Eco Logo on the push product. Okay, how does no rinse floor cleaner compare to SDG cleaner on grout? Good question. I would kind of depend on the food source that we're looking at. So no rinse floor cleaner, we more used in the kitchen environment with the STG cleaner, with the STG treatment we use in the cleaner. If you use the steel on there, that's going to be something where obviously the no rinse floor cleaner won't be as effective because it won't be able to get to remain behind on the surface. So I guess what I would say, fats, oils, and greases in a food service, no rinse floor cleaner. You're more concerned about the stains and protecting the bathroom floor surface per se. I would recommend the STG cleaner and the STG sealer. Do any of the probiotics combat airborne bacteria? I would restrict this to the surface. You don't generally want to be spraying around, even though they're safe and what have you. The fine, micro size of the bacteria, it doesn't, people could potentially inhale it and cause issues. So we really want to stick to surfaces when we're talking about the probiotics. All right, if you're cleaning a bathroom, you want to use push, in what order would you use if incorporating STG? So the push would be used in definitely around the vertical surfaces, the floors, the walls, you potentially using the sinks, the counters, and then on the floors, again, if it was a sealer, I probably wouldn't necessarily use the push. But I'd probably what I would probably do if just using the cleaner, I'd probably use the STG cleaner every day and then use the push a few times, maybe a week, a couple times a week, once or twice a week, in order to kind of remove the odors, remove the urine stains, and the malodors, and kind of give it that probiotic treatment being left behind. Okay. Very good questions. I think that's all the questions we have time for. If I missed a question, feel free to, you can use it whenever. I mean, you could send a question whenever to your regional manager or send it on to the Betco chat. And thank you very much.